If you're looking for a video about what atheism is not, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Genetimix. My name is Tim, and on this channel we do critical thinking, science communication, and genetics. I wanted to do an introductory video on what atheism is, although I'm actually going to be spending most of my time talking about what atheism is not. There are two concepts that I see strawmanned almost every time I see someone make an argument against them. One of these is evolution, which I'm going to cover comprehensively elsewhere. The other is atheism. In case you're not aware, a straw man is an informal fallacy. It's a misrepresentation of something to make it easier to attack. Atheism is the lack of belief in God or gods. That's all it is. It's extremely straightforward. If convincing evidence can be provided, then atheists will change their belief. If I may be permitted to generalize just a little, we atheists do not find human-authored fiction to be compelling evidence, so you're not going to convince us by quoting your so-called holy book at us. There are a bunch of things that atheism is not. Atheism is not agnosticism. Agnosticism is a statement about knowledge. Agnostics don't know that God or gods exist. Atheism is a statement about belief. Atheists don't believe that God or gods exist. As such, they are compatible. It would be accurate for me to describe myself more fully as an agnostic atheist. I neither know nor believe that God or gods exist. Honestly, though, I find the agnostic part to be a bit redundant and usually just refer to myself as an atheist. Atheism does have two forms, strong and weak. The strong form takes a lack of belief further to the denial of the existence of God or gods, or an insistence that God or gods do not exist. My background is in the sciences. Nothing in science is ever proven. All scientific findings are provisional and contingent, and represent our best current understanding of reality. So I'm unable to get from absence of evidence to evidence of absence, and fall into the weak atheist camp. Atheism is not a worldview. Atheism may be a component of a larger worldview. Often when I see atheism being criticised, what is actually being targeted is some unspecified, larger worldview. For example, naturalism, materialism, Buddhism, Confucianism, Sartre and Nietzsche's existentialism, and secular humanism, among others, all include atheism, a lack of belief in God or gods. Atheism is not a religion or a religious belief. Atheism is not a belief in anything, it's a lack of belief. It's the opposite of a belief. Atheists are not required to believe in anything or have faith. Atheism is not hatred of God. Atheists don't believe God or gods exist. Don't hate something that doesn't exist. Atheists may have strong feelings about the various misdeeds of organized religion, particularly atheists who were formerly religious. Atheism is not rejection of God. Atheists don't secretly believe in God or gods and reject them. Atheists do not believe. Period. Atheism is not foolish, despite what it might say in your holy fiction. Atheism is not evil or inspired by fictional characters like the devil or demons. Atheism is not dead. I've seen a few YouTube videos proclaiming atheism to be dead. Sorry folks, still kicking. Atheism says nothing about morality, neither positive nor negative. It's just a statement of lack of belief in a god or gods. Morality that allegedly depends on a deity requires the person making that claim to provide evidence to support it. Harkening back to our earlier point about worldviews, this is often where an atheist will head to start looking for guidance about morality. Atheism is not evolution. Evolution is the change in allele frequencies in a population over time, or a change in the heritable characteristics of biological populations over successive generations, and is the fundamental scientific theory that underpins all of biology. Atheism is a lack of belief in a god or gods. Evolution does show that a literal reading of the story of creation in Genesis is not true, but for any intellectually honest reader, the two contradictory creation narratives demonstrated that already. In a similar vein, atheism is not science, and vice versa. And no, atheism is not inherently great. This video title is obviously a play on God is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens, which is my favourite of the 4 books, written by the 4 horsemen of the new atheist movement. Atheism is just the default position. It's the null hypothesis of the God question. An atheist is what you'll be if, like me, you're lucky enough to avoid being brainwashed into a religious belief system from before you can talk. An atheist is also what you'll be if you become aware that your religion is only one of many contradicting ones, which can't all be true. And which one of these you believe in is most likely down to the geographical location of your place of birth, and that there doesn't appear to be any evidence that any of those gods exist. So that's it, short and sweet today. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. My social media feeds and Patreon are in the description below. Remember, science is amazing. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.